Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm hanging in there.
Yeah, we
I
all.
don't know. I was doing very good last week, and today I'm kind of blah.
Well, I'm still a little anxious when I go out, and that's still kind of getting to me. This whole thing, but I know they say usually when you get up and you're sore, concentrate on the parts that don't hurt. Well, I'm having a hard time with that because I can't seem to find any. But anyway, I'm still smiling, so it's all
Well,
good.
that's good. That's good. At least you're keeping your smile, and that's
Yeah,
important. I guess you gotta keep on keeping on, right?
yeah, as we say, keep on keeping on. Week 69 that we've done this show. Pretty good, eh?
Well, yep, we're not too bad.
Not too bad, except we did miss it last week because,
Life
well,
happened.
life happened. We had to get the Seeker to print, and Seeker Chick Julia went on a very long camping trip, didn't you?
Oh my God. Don't even, you reminding me of this. I had kind of put it in a drawer somewhere to forget about it, you know. So, okay, I'm going to talk about my little camping trip. So,
Yeah,
the
little is the
kids,
word.
little is the word. So, my daughter, well, I, I'm, I got to correct myself. My child, because
Yeah.
they are they them. So, I'm still getting used to that. Anyways, my child has been wanting to go camping for a while. They wanted to experience the tenting because we have a trailer. We've done the trailer experience, and
Mm-hmm.
that's all fine and dandy, but it's more like glamping than camping, really.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted to see what it would be like to go camping in a tent. So I bought the tents. I bought the camping gear, the stove, the
Air mattresses, yeah.
mattresses, the like the whole nine yard, right? It cost me a couple of $100. Well, more than that probably.
Mm-hmm.
Because I bought two tents, one for four, one for two. They were
Mm-hmm.
so little too. But anyways, so we get to the campground. We rented a beautiful spot at um, Presqu'île Provincial Park, which is near Sandbanks. So it's on Lake Ontario. It's about 3 hours away from here, and
Okay.
it's just gorgeous. Like I mean, the beach is so beautiful. It's just like Sandbanks. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a lot of white sand, and you can't see across the lake. It's like you're in the ocean,
Mm-hmm.
really. Except for the waves, you don't get the waves. Anyway, so we get there and we set up the camp, we put up the tents and get all organized and everything. And it was all right, it's okay. The kids were not complaining too much. It was all right.
Did they have all the tablets and the phones and
Oh,
everything?
they had their phones and they were complaining that there's no Wi-Fi because there was no Wi-Fi at the camping, and only one of them has data. The older one has data, and me, but the little ones don't have data. So it was like, there's no Wi-Fi. But anyways, I'm like, you're not gonna die. It's only 4 days, 3 days, so you'll be all right.
And you're supposed to be able to camp without all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So buy the firewood and get ready to get a nice fire going. And so we realized that we didn't have any gas for the stove. So we went back to Walmart, got the gas for the stove, and then came back to the campsite. And
Mhm.
we had a nice dinner. It was really cool. It was really nice. We had gone to the beach in the afternoon. Everybody was happy. We had hot dogs on the fire, and everybody was happy. But then we decided to go for a walk.
Okay.
So we take the dog. We and I tell the kids. I said, okay, listen, we got to put everything away because there's animals here. You can't leave anything outside.
Mhm.
And so I put all the food in the bag that we had, like a big bag, big carrying bag for stuff. And I put all the food in there, make sure everything is there. And I tell them again, make sure everything is in the car. And I
Mhm.
said, okay, okay. So then we leave, we go with the dog, we leave, we go for a long walk, nice long walk. We get on the shore. There are like beautiful rocks, like the whole shore of that lake, where when it's not at the beach, it's all full of beautiful rocks. Like I'm going to show you
Hmm.
They're super polished, and they're like
Oh, nice.
I took some back home because they're so nice and soft, and anyway, so we went rock hunting, and
Okay.
we sat on the big rocks in the lake, and it was really nice, and then we head back to the camp, and we got
Mhm.
lost. So
Okay.
now the complaining starts, right? Because they're tired of walking. We've walked quite a bit, and oh, mom, how come you lost us, and how come you don't know where we're going? Blah blah blah, and they're complaining. Nice guy gives us a map, and so we can find our way back, and so
Good.
we finally get back to the campsite, and then I say, okay, well, let's go. Let's do some s'mores, because I had bought all the fancy chocolate and the pricey graham crackers, all like the real stuff to make the nice s'mores. Anyways, Trinity goes to the bag, and she comes back, and she says, they say,
Yeah, yeah.
Mom, I think we have a problem. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? She said, they say, well, I went over there. She takes me. Oh my God, they take me. Sorry. They take me and they bring me behind a tent, and they say, I saw this, and here's half a chocolate bar all eaten.
Well, I thought the food was in the bag in the car.
No, the bag was left outside of the car.
Well,
And
that's
so
not good.
the chocolate bar was half eaten behind the tent. The chip bags were there. And then there's no signs of marshmallows or graham crackers anywhere. And my ramen noodle is all gone. Anyways, the food is gone. And so they're super freaking unhappy now because they're not getting their s'mores. They're all bummed out. They're
Uh-huh.
really, really bummed out. And Ezekiel, who's the biggest complainer of all, is like, this is the worst day ever. This is so bad. I've never had such a bad day before. And I'm like, really? And I got so mad. I mean, I bent over backwards to try to make this trip a
Mhm.
nice trip for them.
Mhm.
And they were there. And then they're trying to charge, because I had bought a battery pack so they could charge their phones. They're putting it in, it's not working, so
Oh
they're
wow.
complaining about that. Oh, I can't charge my phone, you know
Oh well, that would be like a catastrophe if they
so
didn't have the phone.
anyways, I had some not so kind words for them. Like, I'm like, really, you're gonna compare this, you're gonna say this is the worst day of your life, like, worse than when your grandparents died? And anyways, I was not happy.
Hmm.
So I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't need this, kids. Let's just pick up and leave. Let's just leave. At this point, I'm ready to go. And they're like, no, no, we don't want to leave. And they all jump in the four people tent, and they say, we're not going, Mom. You're not making us go. We're not going anywhere. And I'm like, okay, fine, stay there. So I'm at the fire by myself, doing my little thing, just enjoying the nature, enjoying the fire.
Hmm.
Um, Trying to get my phone to charge. It's not charging on that damn thing. So I'm just there, and I'm like, I'm just chilling. And all of a sudden, I start hearing screeching.
Okay,
And I'm
you're in
like,
the wild, so yes.
yeah. So I'm like, oh, screeching. So the kids freak out, and they're like, ah. And I'm like, don't worry. It's just a raccoon or something,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
you'll be fine. Anyway, so then I go in the car, and I plug my phone because I want to charge my phone. And I'm texting you, by the way. I was texting you at that point.
Oh, that's when you were at
That's when I was
saying,
texting you.
"Can I vent?" Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm in the car. I'm charging my phone. And all of a sudden, I'm not hearing the screeching because I'm in the car, right? But all of a sudden, Mateo jumps out of the tent. Trinity jumps out of the tent. Ezekiel jumps out of the tent. And Mateo just runs to the car, and he knocks on the window, and he's, let me in. And his little siblings are right there, like deer in headlights. They're frozen. They're not moving. They're like so scared. They're terrified. Anyways, I pull down my window. I'm like, what's going on? And I hear the screeching, and it was some screeching, like
Huh.
really terrifying screeching. So the kids are there, they're frozen, they don't move. And I'm like, you left your siblings there, you're the biggest of them all, and you just run to Anyways, he jumps in the car. The other two, I tell him, come on. And they come in and we start, listening for the stuff. And so what I think happened is they got this food, right?
Mhm.
And they got these boxes and packaging and stuff. And they're all fighting over the packaging because they can't open it and they're trying to get it from one another, I think. I'm
Yeah.
assuming it was raccoons. Maybe it was foxes. I don't know, but definitely something big. But well,
Mhm.
not big, but bigger, and
Yeah, yeah.
and and that could do damage. Anyways, the kids don't want to go back in the tent at this point. I'm just like, okay, let's just pack up and go. So I
Okay.
turned my headlights on, packed up everything, and then just returned home.
And that was about what time that you left?
Um, I left at about probably I would say 11, something like that.
Oh, that's what I figured. Yeah.
I was home like at 2:30.
Jeez.
So yeah,
That was a
that
short.
was that was a
Now I
short
don't
trip.
understand.
And honestly, I'm sorry to cut you off. Honestly, the bad um it was a bad decision to pick up and leave. Like
Mm,
I should have stuck to my grounds and make them do it. I
mhm.
just didn't have the energy that day for some reason. I couldn't, I couldn't deal with the three of them ganging up on me. It was like I'm thinking like thoughts going to my head. Like I'm thinking days off from work that I really couldn't afford to
Mhm.
go and take them there, and they're not going to enjoy it. Like really, what's the point? So
Yeah.
anyways, we'll try again.
Well, the animals enjoyed the food, but I still think it should have been locked in the car.
Well, it should have been locked in the car, of course.
And then you might have been able to stay. But anyway,
And of course nobody's taking responsibility for it. Mom,
that's
it's
good.
your fault, you should have put it in the car. No, no, I told you, kids, like everything has to be locked in the car.
Yeah.
What part of that don't you get? Like mom doesn't have to do everything. You need to pick up and do stuff too.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I should have made sure that it was in, or just
But oh
I
well.
assumed it was in, and I shouldn't assume things.
No. But everything happens for a reason. There was a reason why you
Oh
were supposed to come back when you did. There we go. And that's how you rationalize it.
yeah, and that reason was my urinary tract infection that I got the next
Oh,
day. So
what's
yeah,
that? TMI.
UTI.
No,
Oh, too much
TMI.
information.
Too
Oh
much
yeah, no, no, not TMI, UTI.
too much information. All right, on another subject. Yeah, I don't know. I
Oh
mean, I
boy.
always say everything happens for a reason. This way, you don't beat yourself up and question why and what if and should have, would have, could have, and
Yeah,
I
well,
just kind of chalk it up to that.
we'll try again, but we'll try again much closer to home. Like we're gonna go to
Yeah,
McLaren campground or
yeah.
something. So
Yeah, and you
then,
know what? It's a lot safer too because yeah, you were probably out. You were in the provincial park area, where there, yes, there's going to be more wildlife.
yeah.
If McLaren's or Farron's or whatever, you've got lots of people around you, so there's less chance of screeching and
Oh, that
yelling.
that
And
that place has a lot of people. Like it's jam packed. The campground was full of people. But still, there's like woods between
yeah,
the areas, right?
yeah, that's what it looked like. So yeah, you better closer. So,
Yeah, I'm glad
but
we didn't go to Vermont. you know?
yeah, I was going to say halfway across the country, and they start kicking up a fuss, want to come home.
Yeah,
But anyway,
yeah.
so the post that you had all your tent stuff for sale, I guess you've still got it. Nobody answered it, right?
Oh, I didn't put it for sale. I just said look for a next post
Okay.
that's gonna stay say tents for sale. But I didn't put them up for sale. I'll just hold on to them and try again.
Yeah, that's the best thing. Now, speaking of camping and stuff, I came across something interesting yesterday. Um, there's a place in Gano Park that rents kayaks, glass kayaks.
I saw
So
that.
I thought, wow, that's interesting. We should try that at some point. But I
Yeah,
mean, it would be more interesting if there was like big fish and sharks and stuff in the bottom of the water there so you could look at it. But how interesting is that? So you
yeah.
can kayak and see what's underneath you.
But can you really see though?
Well, you would think so.
Well, I mean, if you take a boat and you look outside the boat, you don't really see out down there. It's not like that
It's not
clear.
crystal clear
It's
water. I
not
don't
that
know.
clear. But no, I mean, I'd love to do it. I was thinking of taking the kids for.
Yeah, that would be really different. So you have to go to it's called boatingery.com. BOATINGERY.com, and you can reserve your glass bottom kayak and go out, check out the river. I thought it was really different.
There's a lot of nice things that are starting to pop up here and there. So you have the tours, the waterfront tours now in that bicycle
Yep.
there's a driver there and it takes you on two people on a tour of either Lamoureux Park or Power Dam.
Hmm.
So that's popped up. Then I saw last week that they're renting bikes.
Yes.
I don't know where though. I can't remember where it is, but they rent bikes so you can go on a little bike ride with on the waterfront again. Enjoy our waterfront by bicycle, and then the kayaks that started being for rent. So lots of nice little summer activities happening. And that's one good thing of the pandemic is I think it just brought out um, new things, alternative things that you can do
Hmm.
outdoors because that's all we can do is outdoors.
Yeah, exactly. And people are using their imagination to come up with a few different things. So
Yeah, yeah. So that's cool. Speaking of outdoors, Rib Fest is
yeah,
coming.
that's the big news there. So that's exciting.
Yep. So, if you have any questions, I can try to answer them. So, Ribfest is coming back this summer.
What are
It
the
is
dates?
it is going to be oh god, I gotta look. I think it's 23rd to 25th. Let me see. July. Yeah, so Friday the 23rd, the 24th, and the 25th. It is going to be a little different this year. Not as quite as different as last year, because
Yeah.
last year was just a drive-through event. This year, you
Hmm.
will be able to walk to the rivers and buy your stuff, and there will be a an area for entertainment and beer tents. So there is going to be somewhat of a party, but it's going to be a little less of a party than it usually would be because we have to make sure that the area is limited to the amount of people that is allowed by the health unit at that point in time. Might be 500, might be 1,000. We don't know yet. But anyways, you have to buy your spot and your time slot. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
So where to buy the spot? Like, how does that work, and where do you go to reserve
So
it?
if you want to buy a spot, you can visit the no, sorry, the Cornwall Ribfest website. So it's cornwallribfest.com.
Hmm.
And there's a big button there that says reserve your spot. So just click on that and it'll lead you to, you can select a day and then select a time and select the spot. And then that's it. So the way it happens is we have bracelets and we'll be putting like when you make a purchase the bracelets are going to be put in an envelope set aside for you. You can come and pick them up at the seeker office. And then the day of, you simply so we're trying to eliminate lines, right? Lineups and
Hmm.
everything. So you buy your drinks in advance too, if at all possible. And so you'll get your bracelets and your beer tickets in an envelope. And then you just put on your bracelet and show it at the door and you're ready to go. You find your spot and you're ready to go. So we're kind of eliminating lining up for drinks and lining up for entry.
Okay.
So trying to streamline the process.
It'll be interesting to see how it works.
Yeah, and it's exciting. It's exciting. I mean, so many people are happy because this is the first thing really that's really happening since March of 2020. So yeah, it's exciting. It gives hope
Yeah.
that things are going back to normal finally.
Well, kind of normal.
Kind of normal.
I still think it's going to be a little bit different than it used to be, but there was a post on Facebook saying that why would you want things to go back to normal? Normal wasn't working, obviously. So,
Yeah, I guess, eh? But
yeah. So, anyway, I mean, we'll
I
see.
think people are ready. Are you people ready? Are you ready to go back to normal? I'm totally ready. Like I'm leery, but I'm ready. I
Yeah, I was
got my
going to say,
second vaccine on Saturday, so I'm good to
yeah,
go now.
yeah,
Did
no,
you
that's
did
great.
you move up yours?
No, I haven't yet.
You should move up yours.
Yeah,
Just
I'll
go
have
on
to.
just go online and you enter your information and you can switch your appointment, and the sooner you do it, the better it is.
Yeah, where do I go again to do that? Like
It's
you've got all the websites.
it's a vaccine. I'm going to put it up actually if you
Yeah,
want
put
to
it up
change your
because for
appointment.
other people too who might want to move
Yeah.
theirs
So
up.
if you want to change your vaccine appointment, you can go to vaccine.covaxonbooking.ca.
You're going to put
Yeah.
it in the comment section.
Yeah. And Gail says ontario.ca. You can also just go to ontario.ca
Oh, okay,
and
and do
and
it there.
and then and then you'll find the links. You don't just click the links and it'll tell you where to
Yeah,
go. But
exactly.
I was kind of leery because I've kept hearing that the second dose is so much worse and you get
Hmm.
so much more. Got nothing. So
Well, my mom and dad too. They had their second doses and they were both okay.
yeah,
But yes, I've
I
heard horror stories. So
yeah, me too. But I did so I did have a sore arm, of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
It's still a little sore. But and then I got really tired on Saturday after my second dose. But, then again, we went right after we got our shots. John and I went to celebrate at Eastside Mario's and we had pasta for lunch. So I blame the pasta for the
Yeah.
3 o'clock. Bleh.
That can slow you down. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I've heard from a few people actually. That they get really tired. That's about it. And
Yeah.
then I laughed at John's post. He's always sore, so it didn't really make any difference. So that's how I'll feel. If I'm sore from the shot, I'm not going to know any different because
Yeah.
I'm always sore anyway. So
Yeah, yeah. No, so I'm really happy that not there was nothing that happened. Nothing came from it. I want
yeah.
to thank everybody who reassured me or shared their experiences with me. I've put on Facebook that I was getting my second shot, and they like 280 people answered what they experienced is,
Hmm.
and it really reassured me. I think somebody is at my door again. Jeez. Anyways, it's okay. They'll come back later.
So what? Do you have a note on the door or something? How are they
No,
supposed
I
to
don't.
know?
So there's when they get their email, it says to come between 11 and 4, and
Hmm.
obviously people don't read, so they're coming earlier.
Well, we know that. That's why people kind of read the first couple of sentences and then that's it. That's why we keep our columns in the Seeker short and sweet too, so we don't lose anybody.
Hmm.
It's really sad though how the world is. Always, it's got to be short and sweet, and you don't have time or take the time to read everything.
More and more, like the attention span. I think with the internet, we're so used to being fed the information quickly and
Yeah,
efficiently, like, well, maybe not so efficiently, but quickly,
yeah,
definitely. So we're used to just grabbing little pieces here and there, and the attention span for a long thing is just not there anymore.
I
Plus
know
we assume a lot,
it's.
you know.
That's just it. You read a couple of sentences and then make up the rest and figure that's what it should be. So yeah, what a world we live in. And I was thinking the other day too with Facebook. It's crazy how we all jump on Facebook to see what everybody's doing and post our stuff, and it's like that's our world kind of. It's really sad when you think about it, because that shouldn't be our world. Our world should be outside doing stuff, not sitting in front of a computer screen checking to see what's going on. But
Agreed. I was wondering the other day, like, how is this affecting people's eyes?
yeah,
Like, we don't hear about it. People say that it's like just okay to be in front of a monitor for so long, or because it's not even just the monitor anymore. It used to be that you worked a job from 9 to 5, you were on the computer from 9 to 5, and then that was it. You just left the computer and you went home and you did other
Mm-hmm.
things, right? Now it's like you're on shit like this and
Yep.
tablets 24
Yep.
7.
Yep.
So your eyes are constantly, I know my eyes are really bad, and I'm thinking that that's got a part of it to blame is the devices and stuff. So I'm wondering what it's going to do to the younger generation.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
How are they going to be their eyesights when they're older?
Well, yeah, because you've got kids 2 years and 3 years old already sitting on tablets,
Yeah. How
which
does
is,
that affect the development of the
yeah,
eye? So
yeah.
who knows?
I guess we'll find out at some point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
how life has changed with technology. It's really,
it
really
does.
scary.
A lot of it is good.
So, how would your kids have done if you had said no phones, no nothing, no technical stuff to go
Um,
camping? Would they have been okay, do you think?
I probably, I mean, that's what I'm thinking of doing. Like I was thinking of actually buying. I don't know if I can share my screen. Um, but I was thinking of buying this little cell phone jail.
Cell phone jail? Okay, I gotta see this. This sounds
Yeah,
interesting.
it's yeah, hold on. I'm going to show you a picture of it.
Because I know with us at
Uh,
supper time, and it's really sad because we're not doing it anymore. But when we had the kids here, supper time was supper time. There's no cell phones at the table, no distractions like that. Like it's time to talk to each other.
mhm.
So
I'm
we kind
trying
of
to
kept
open.
to that, and here's me now having supper with a cell phone beside me. It's really really sad.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried to tell the kids no cell phone at the table also. So, yeah, so
Cell
this is a
phone
little cell
jail.
phone jail. So you have a little lock on it
Mm-hmm.
and the cell phone goes in there and until, whatever.
What a thing I wonder who came up with that. That's interesting.
Yeah, so you have a family dinner, everybody puts their, like, let's say I had all the kids here. Like let's say I had Kyle, Josh, everybody
Mm-hmm.
here for dinner. I would ask them, okay, everybody put their phone in the cell phone
Jail.
jail until you're ready to leave this house. So yeah, I'm seriously thinking of buying one of those.
So it's like a timeout for cell phones.
Yeah, but I do oftentimes, like if I want things to be done around here, like if I ask them to clean and I don't turn off the internet, like nothing gets done. It takes them hours, so I turn off the Wi-Fi and then I say the Wi-Fi will be back when you're done what you're supposed to be doing.
Oh, that's
Otherwise,
actually good. That's a good way of
otherwise
doing it.
nothing gets done. Like I have two on my Wi-Fi network. I have like two different settings. So I have
Mm-hmm.
one that is just strictly for me and John, and one that is for, like, it's called Lucio Kids, and that's the network that they hook up on. And so I just turn off their network, and I still have my internet, of course.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you turn yourself off too? So then you take a break from whatever you're doing?
No, no, but I should.
Yeah,
Sometimes I
I've
should.
tried. You know what? Working from home is really hard. So,
It
like you
is.
said, you go to work 9 to 5, you come home, that's it. So, with us working from home all the time, it doesn't work like that. Even though I say, okay, I'm going to shut down at 5, it doesn't happen, you know,
But
to
it
just
doesn't
walk away.
happen. But it doesn't happen because we don't make it happen. Because
Exactly.
if you really decided that there is no, like, sometimes I will say, okay, from, like, I shut down the office at 6 p.m. and then I do not take care of anything else until the next day.
Yeah. And
I
that's
do
what
that
we should be doing.
sometimes. I do that sometimes. Not always, but sometimes.
Yeah, and that's what we should be training ourselves to do it more often. I know I have a friend who works from home too, and since the first day that he started, I think he takes lunches from 12 to 1. He shuts it down, goes sit somewhere, reads a book, does not do any work from 12 to 1, and shuts it down at 5. till the next day, and that's it. He's said that's how he's going to do it. Everybody knows, and he
Yeah.
stuck with it. So
Yeah. Well,
kudos to
that's
him
good.
because I haven't.
Boundaries. That's what the
Exactly.
issue is. You and I, we're having issues establishing boundaries.
Yeah.
And boundaries are extremely important. Like I'm the same way with everybody, my clients, my kids, my like I don't have boundaries.
Yeah, I
You know?
know.
Anyways, hey, My-Liis, I'm gonna leave you for 1 minute, and I'll be right back. So you talk about events, maybe there's events going on.
I have nothing here to talk about, but I guess she's gone. So I am going to say if anybody does have an event, please let us know. You can go to our website, thesika.ca, and you'll go to the event menu and put your event in there. Because, yes, like Julia says, events are starting to come back. I know I went to a virtual event, can't even talk, a virtual event this past Saturday at 2 o'clock with I th- Jesus, it's crazy. I can't remember exactly what it was under. I know it's under the Arts Council, where you get to visit with an artist in their studio, and I think that's awesome. As much as I like being around people, I think the Zoom events are really good for that kind of thing because you seem to be able to get out and do more things. So my question is, how do you guys feel about Zoom events? I'm just kind of saying I didn't like to do Zoom events at first, but I find you get to see more and visit with more people and talk to more people on that kind of thing, especially when you have a group Zoom event.
So
Because
yeah, you've been doing a lot of Zooms.
well, I not that many, but I did do the one with the art studio on Saturday, and it's crazy. I just had a mental block. I know it's through Yak. I think I'm not sure, but once a month you visit an art studio,
Hmm.
and it was. I'm really having mental blocks here. It was Robin. I think her name is Robin Patterson from the Crayon
The crayon
Box.
box. Yeah.
And it was really interesting because she actually showed paintings and drawings that she'd done with crayons. They were awesome.
Yeah.
And she talked about her studio and her workshops and stuff. So it's a really good way to visit people without having to leave your office or your
Yeah.
computer.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Because again, you wouldn't at this point you wouldn't be able to do it in person because you're not going to be able to have like about 12 people in your workspace right now.
Right.
So I'm just wondering how people what they think of Zoom meetings. Have you been doing lots of Zoom meetings? Do you like doing Zoom meetings? And even when things go back to normal, are you still going to be doing Zoom meetings?
Well, I can say for myself that so all the Optimus meetings have been on Zoom,
Yeah.
and all the board meetings, all the stuff has been on Zoom, and I really like it. And even so, maybe I'm a chicken, but even after like I got my two vaccines, right? I'm not ready to just give up the Zoom meetings yet, you know? I want to be cautiously optimistic and see where it goes, and see in September where we stand, and maybe then in September I'll start going back to in-person meetings.
I'm
But
wondering too
it's got.
what's going to happen with school. Will it stay virtual or will they go back to
Well,
school?
I'm wondering if that's what the announcement is going to be today, because there's an announcement from the Minister of Education
Oh,
today at
okay.
11:30, I believe it is. So I'm wondering if it has to do with that.
It's quite possible. Here, I'm looking for some notes that I had written down because I think yeah, for arts and crafts, I believe July 11th she's looking at starting to do some in person stuff at the Art Hive.
Hmm.
And again, it's a bit up in the air right now, but
Yeah, and
that's coming up soon.
and see, this is another thing that we've been encountering is that so for the Rib Fest, um, so it basically is kind of like what it would be in a restaurant or a terrace.
Hmm.
So when you're going to your spot, You're supposed to wear your mask at all times until you reach your spot. When you're at your spot, you can take off your mask and eat and do whatever you're there to do.
Okay.
But masks are still going to be mandatory for a while until, the government decides to um, remove the mask mandate, I guess. But right now, it's still mandatory. Even if you're vaccinated and stuff, you're supposed
Hmm.
to wear your mask in public. So,
Yeah, I'm still wondering, even if it's not mandatory, I'm probably still going to have mine on for a
yeah,
while.
me too. And what's interesting too is the lady at the vaccine clinic. When we went out, she gave me this paper, and the paper says that I got my 2 doses, right?
Hmm.
And she said, you want to keep this because they are talking about the provinces requesting this proof when you travel to other provinces.
Okay.
And we're going to be going to the Maritimes in August.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to the Maritimes now. We're not going to BC anymore because we don't have enough time. And, with school and everything, I got to get the kids ready, and they need their vaccine and whatever. Anyways, so yeah, we're going to go to the Maritimes.
Okay.
So they might ask for the proof of vaccination.
Yeah. Are
So
the kids going to be vaccinated before you go?
yeah, I just changed their appointment today, and they're
Oh, good.
scheduled for July 20th. So
Oh, good.
yeah, so they'll be vaccinated. And they'll be all set for September as well, except for Ezekiel, who can't get it. So
Oh,
he's
why's
too
that?
he's 11.
Oh, he's too young.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So yeah, he's bummed out. He's like, I want my vaccine.
Wow. So that's kind of crazy, though. So what? They're not giving them to 11-year-olds yet? Or will they be
It's
giving them to
no,
11?
I don't know. It's approved for 12 and over right now, so I'm not sure. And they've been like, I have to keep an eye on my young men because I have three of them. I have
Hmm.
one 26-year-old, one who's 20, and one who's 16. And so they've discovered that in some young men, not many, there's a few that had reactions, but there's sometimes heart swelling,
Oh,
there's
goodness.
heart inflammation in some young men under 30.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
keep an eye on that. And
Wow.
Mateo has a heart murmur to begin with, so I'm like I'm gonna keep a good eye on him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's scary.
Mm-hmm.
Just one second. I'm going to cough. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not COVID, it's acid reflux. Just one sec. I'd already warned you about that.
Yeah.
If I talk too much, I start choking. Before I forget, I have this little mini mouse here. Now, this got left by some little, obviously a little child who walked by the house a few weeks ago and dropped it in front of our house. So I had it sitting on my front step because some poor child is missing their mini. So if you are missing a mini mouse, it it'll be sitting at, well, it'll be inside at 319 4th Street West.
You
So just
don't
let
think
us
that
know.
somebody dropped it off for you?
No, no, it was laying on the sidewalk.
Okay.
So obviously somebody dropped it as they were walking. I had it sitting on the front step for a while, hoping that somebody would come back and take her home, but she's still sitting here.
Lost Minnie Mouse
Yeah, lost Minnie Mouse, and she's a
wants
cute
to
and
go
too.
back home.
Yeah, to a little girl that's obviously missing it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So you can give a message to the seeker or PM Mai-Liis and let me know.
All right. Well, let
It
me find. It's time for. Here we go.
I'm just clearing my throat there.
Monday morning munchie
Munchy taste
taste
test.
test.
So I have to apologize. Just one sec. That's awful. The more I talk, the more I choke.
Water. Do you have water?
I have what's left of my coffee.
Then take a sip.
All right, so what do you want to do first?
I don't care. You tell me. I'm
Well,
leery on both, so
okay, so on my travels, I picked up this little object from Popcorn. I was really happy to see the Happy
I like how you
Popcorn was
say
open.
object.
The object, well, I'm not even sure what it is going to look like. So this is Neapolitan freeze-dried ice cream sandwich. Underneath it says space food. Bill Hellman told me this is the kind of thing that you would eat if you're an astronaut.
Okay.
So
So it's an ice cream sandwich, but it's
yeah,
not frozen. It's
it's
actually dried.
freeze-dried.
Okay. But
It
it's
just,
not cold.
no,
Yeah, it sounds kind of weird.
I don't know. It just feels like a big block or something. I think I just broke mine, but I'm going to take some.
Milk, cream, sugar, corn syrup, non-fat milk, wheat, cocoa, processed with alkyl, mono and diglycerides, guar gum, artificial flavor, locust bean gum, polysorbate 80, carrageenan red 40, and amaretto color.
Okay,
All
so as
right.
my mother said, if you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't eat it. So let's put this aside. No, I'm just kidding. Now, there is a little bit of a description too while you're opening yours. It says, originally developed for the early Apollo missions, this space treat is frozen to minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit, then vacuum dried and placed in a special polyfoil pouch. Freeze-dried foods are used by astronauts eating under weightless conditions in space. Inner paper wrapper is slit to facilitate processing. Ready to eat, no refrigeration needed. So this is what the space people eat, well, the astronauts.
Oh, it's broken.
Yeah, mine felt broken too, actually. Well, it's in a little wrapper.
Yeah, I'm going to show it right here. It looks like a good old regular ice cream
Yeah, it
sandwich.
does. Yeah, it is. Mine's broken too in half. But then it's going to break because of the way it is.
Mm-hmm. It smells weird.
I'm going to take a picture. Did you take
I
pictures
did.
of it?
I
You
did.
got pictures? Okay, so
Uh-huh.
then I'll
Yeah.
let you do the pictures. All
All
right.
right. So,
It looks like an ice cream sandwich. It's
it
very
sure does.
light and it's
It's very
obviously not,
light.
and it's not
It's all,
cold.
almost weightless, like a.
Yeah, it is. And
All right,
obviously not cold. So let's see what it tastes like.
you ready?
Yeah. Hmm.
Wow,
Well, you can
that's
definitely
actually
taste.
pretty good.
You
It
can
tastes like an ice cream
Yeah,
sandwich.
and you can taste the Neapolitan in it. Right away, you taste the strawberry.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm kind of impressed.
Me too.
I really thought we'd be eating cardboard.
It tastes just like an ice cream sandwich,
Yeah, it does.
except it's not cold.
And it's not soft. It's very crunchy.
Yep, but it's
Wow.
good. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Very surprised. I wasn't expecting that. It is a little pricey. It's not cheap. It's $6.75. But if you get a
It's
chance, try it out from Happy Popcorn Co. on
hey,
Fifth Street.
it's a novelty item. You
Yeah.
know, it's just to say that you've tried astronaut food,
Yeah, it's really good.
space food. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's surprisingly.
It's tasty.
Yeah, it is. All right.
All right. So, what do you give it? 1 out of 10. 1 to 10.
Give it a solid 8.
Yeah, I would give it an 8 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
That's good.
surprised. Now, the second thing that we're going to try.
Okay, and that's what I'm leery on even more.
Now,
What
This
is
is-
that, My-Liis?
this is called sweet. And now my heritage is Estonian. As most people know, And this is what's in the container. It's really hard to tell what that is from the picture. So it's
What is it?
basically,
Chicken?
it's actually pork,
Oh,
and there's carrots, and it's all in a jelly.
okay.
So I
Do
think
you eat that on toast or something
no,
usually?
you eat it just like this. Now it's an Estonian meal that's served at Christmas and at weddings. Like it's just a traditional food for that kind of thing. But my mother makes it a lot during the year, and I just love it. There's onions in it, there's carrots, there's pork.
It's the jelly that I'm kind of leery about, but
Try
okay.
it,
So
see
this
what you
is a
think.
bite. This is a bite of the what? How do you pronounce it again? Sult?
Sult,
Sult.
sult.
Sult. Okay, here we go. It's tasty.
I love this stuff. I could eat tons of it.
It's really good. The only thing is the jelly stuff. Like I got I got a aversion to jelly
Oh, you
kind
don't
of.
like that kind of thing? It
I don't
doesn't
like the
taste.
texture of jelly. It doesn't. It's just a texture in my mouth of like gel. I
Okay.
don't particularly care for,
It's not
but
like a jelly like, the red jellies or the orange jellies or whatever. It doesn't stay solid. It melts right away.
mhm. It's more like a broth that kind of.
Yep, that's solidified.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what it is. Now, if I tell you how the real stuff is made, you probably wouldn't have eaten it. The real soup, the traditional, it's a
Okay.
mix. I'll tell you what it is: a mixture of boiled pig's feet
Hmm. I
and the
love pig feet.
rind and the carrots and allspice and other ingredients that have been cooked for many hours, cooled to form a jelly around the meat and the vegetables. So you cook it in broth. You have your meat and your vegetables placed in a bowl, and then you pour the jelly on top, and then you put it in the fridge so it sets. But my
I
mother
love
does
pig feet.
my oh really? My mother
Yeah.
doesn't make it with pig's
Oh
feet. She
no.
says she couldn't see herself boiling it and then cleaning them and then boiling it again. And you actually eat pig's
Oh
feet.
yes, I put pig feet in. There's two things that I make with pig feet. One is the menudo, the Mexican soup that I make often. I oftentimes will put pig feet in there.
Oh my.
And then there's a French Canadian delicacy, which is pig feet stew.
Oh my goodness.
It's just delicious.
Okay, well
So
I didn't think you would like it when I said pig's feet, but I
oh yeah,
guess
no, I love pig feet.
yeah, she won't do it pig's feet. So she just takes pork,
Yeah.
like actual good pork, and then she boils that to get the juice out of it and get the gravy, and then what you do is you boil it and then you put gelatin in it, and gelatin is the thing that makes it set, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
But she makes it
And
often.
that's the part I don't like. So I'll give it a 9 on 10 just because of the gel, which I don't necessarily care for, but
Well,
the taste is really good.
good. Well, it's got a lot of bay leaves, and it's got a lot of spices and stuff. But I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 because
Yeah,
I
of
love this
course.
stuff. I just love it.
It helps that mommy is making it.
Yeah. Well, my dad was the one. He wanted some sult, so of course they went and got the pork and all the good stuff to make it. And then my mother made quite a few bowls of it the other day. So I
Yeah,
always get a good fresh bowl of it when she does that.
that's good. My mom used to make something called galantine, which is a little kind of like that too, except it has no carrots and like it has onion, pork, and yeah, like pork roast and
Okay, that's what she uses, pork roast.
yeah, and but it's more packed with meat than this. It's just
Hmm.
like all together, and you spread it on toast.
Oh,
So I can deal with the galantine because when you spread it on toast, the gel it just melts
yeah,
on the
yeah.
hot toast, so you don't really have the texture of gelatin.
So this, I mean, you could probably put this on toast
Yeah,
too, but
that's why probably I said right off the bat,
yeah,
do you put it on toast? Because like I'm thinking of what my mom used to.
yeah, this can
Yeah,
definitely go on toast.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's really good.
So once again, if you guys have any ideas of what we can taste test or something local would be good so that we can go purchase it locally, support a local store,
Yes,
and then
I'm still
test it.
looking at those Edwards Bistro donuts to taste test. Or, I mean, if you prefer, I've tasted it before, but if you prefer, I can buy a cinnamon bun, and they're like they're out of this. But there you go. You know already, it's the 10 out of 10 for me because they're out of this world. They're cinnamon buns, but or the donuts or both. You know.
Well, I'm going to leave the next taste test up to you. So,
Okay, sounds
but
good.
while I was at the Happy Popcorn, I did notice some boxes of crickets. So they have different flavors. So I don't
They
know if you
have
want
crickets.
they do, and I don't know if you want me to pick up another box, but
No.
I told Bill and Kristen that I don't think I could eat those again.
Uh-uh. No, thank you.
Yeah, they have the ones that we had, and then they had another flavor. I didn't even go close enough to look because those little eyes were looking at me, and I didn't like it.
No, thank you.
Yeah, that was an experience we won't be reliving.
It was.
Salt and vinegar crickets. No.
Yep, yep, yep. Never again.
Yeah, I still have my box here. I
Oh,
guess nobody wanted them.
well, I mean, I post like somebody actually said they wanted it, but I had kind of posted that like a joke. It was not really a real thing. Anyways, I tossed mine in the
Oh, dear.
trash. Like I just like, gave
Well,
up
if
already.
they come back and they still want it, I do have a box that they can come pick up here because I don't won't be eating those again.
Huh. Yeah, no, me neither. Me neither. So, events are starting to happen again. So, if you have an event that you want us to publicize for you, please go on our website at theseeker.ca and go ahead and
Place it
place your
under the
event.
events menu.
Exactly. There's a button there. It says post your event and it's free. So, just post your event and we'll give you some publicity.
Or you can also send it in to info@theseeker.ca if you wish. Now, you will see in the July Seeker there is an interesting article. We are still waiting for it to come back from print, so it should be back hopefully today. But there's an interesting article from Don Smith at the museum about what a guy who had left his hair, I think, for a year and then went and got it cut, a before and after. Like he looks totally different. So I've put a little note saying, send us in your before and after haircut pictures because I
Okay.
know everybody's planning their hair appointments right now and getting excited. So send
So
them
did
in.
this guy let like the hair and the beard grow, like
Yeah,
all
he
the
had
hair?
a huge white beard and long hair, and then the other picture, like it's all gone, and it's like it didn't even look like the same person. He looked like about 20 years younger.
Oh wow,
So
that's interesting.
so send in your pictures. Like remember to take a before and an after, and then what we'll do is when we print the August Seeker, I would like to see a page of before and afters.
Okay,
I think it would be kind of neat.
so send us your before and after shots at info@theseeker.ca.
So
All right. Well, unless you have anything else to say, Mai-Liis, say it now or forever hold your peace.
I think that's about it because I'm hoping that some more events will come up, and I'm hoping that one day we'll be back to our 4 pages in the center telling
I
people
know.
what's happening for the month.
It's coming. It's coming slowly but
Slowly,
surely. Yep.
slowly but surely.
All right, guys. So that's it for us for today. Have yourself a great day.
And have yourself a super duper week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.